Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome everyone in today's class for the 6th elementary grade. Our textbook is Weekend 3 and today inshallah we will cover Unit 8, Life's Ups and Downs, Finding Out Time, on pages 58 and 59. This lesson will be presented by me, teacher Mazen Harbi, and the sign language by Mr. Saleh Al-Ujan. So let's begin. Our objectives in today's lesson, we hope that at the end of this lesson, you will be able to give quick comments about the things that you are hearing and also to write some sentences in the past and also to differentiate between regular and irregular verbs correctly. So what we're going to do today is that we're going to learn how to make comments and when and also what are the different words or phrases we can use for comments. And after this, we're going to write some sentences in the past, and we know the past tense, and even we're going to differentiate to know what is it like to write a verb or a regular verb in the past and irregular verb in the past as well. So now I would like you to open your books on page 58. I would like you please to open your books on page 58. So on page 58 with Finding Out Time, here we're going to listen and practice and we're going to share it and test it with a partner. So the first thing we will do with this exercise is to answer one important question, which is, what good or bad things that happened to you last year? So if we have a look at this question and try to think of the things, whether they are good, the good things that we heard or we had in the past, or the good news, for example, or the bad things that happened to us in the past. So here we're going to read certain examples. We're going to read a couple of examples, and after this, we're going to practice it together and say it again, and then we will come up with our own sentences. So let's start first talking about the good things. So here I'm going to show an examples, a few examples about the good things that happened in the past, and I would like you to, when I say this, I would like you to say it after me and think also of something similar that happened to you. So, number one, good things. I won a table tennis game 21-3. Now say with me, I won a table tennis game 21-3. This is an example of a good thing, which is winning. Someone won a game, so this is a good thing. Now let's listen to the other good thing, which is another example of good things. Number two, I got first place in a race. Say with me, I got first place in a race. So this is also another example of a good thing, which is reaching or taking the first place in a game. And number three is, I was a team captain. Say with me, I was a team captain. This is also one good thing. I was a team captain, which means that maybe I am the best player, or maybe I am the older one, or I am the most experienced one. This is also one of the good things. Let's listen to other good things. Number four, I made a rocket. I made a rocket. And also the good thing, or one of the good things, is that if we are able to make things, If we are able to make things with our hands, this is a good thing. So this is an example that this boy made a rocket. And number 5, I saw a rainbow. I saw a rainbow. Also, this is a good thing. When you want or when you see or witness different weather condition, whether if there is a rain or if you were lucky and you see a rainbow. I saw a rainbow. Now, all of these are examples of the good things that people can have. So for example, as we said, you can win a game and you can win a race by reaching the first or the second place, and you can be a team captain, and also you can make something, or you can see beautiful things. So now let's stop here and let me ask you again. What are the good things that happened to you last year? Can you now think of the good things that happened to you last year? Please try to write them down on your notebook. Write a couple of sentences about the good things that happened to you last year. Now, let us start by reading about the bad things. And after showing or after viewing few examples of a bad thing, I'm going to ask you again, what are the bad things that happened to you last year? So let's begin reading about bad things. Number 6, we lost a football game 8-0. Say with me, we lost a football game 8-0. Number 7, I caught a cold. I caught a cold. So also getting sick is something or something near to be a bad thing. Number 8, my dad had an operation. My dad had an operation. Also, this is one of the bad things that people, or especially who are close to us, having being sick or going to the hospitals. Number 9, I broke my leg. I broke my leg. This is also one of the bad things, that I broke a part of my body. And number 10, we were stuck in an elevator. We were stuck in an elevator. So this is also one of the situations that could be bad for us. So here we talk about we losing a game. This is also a bad thing. We all like to win. Also, we talk about getting sick, like here, I caught a cold. Or even when we talk about people who are close to us, who are having to go to hospitals, or when we talking about breaking or injuring our body, and even when we talk about situation like this, stuck in an elevator or getting lost somewhere. So, after viewing these examples of the bad things that could happen to you, can you think now about our question, our main question that we started with, which is, what are the bad things that happened to you last year? Can you think of some of these bad things? Also here, if you do, I would like you to write them in your notebook. Just write a couple of them about the bad things that happened to you last year. And I want you to pay attention to the next slide. So when we talk about the good things And when we talk about the bad things, we can see that we did color some of the words in these sentences. And these words were, the first one is one. Say with me, one. Got, got. Was, was. Made, made. Saw, saw. Lost, lost. Caught, caught. Had, had. Broke, broke. Where, where. So all of these verbs, we did read them while we're reading the sentences about the good things and the bad things. So the good news is that all of these verbs are in the past. And we use all of these verbs when we are writing something that happened in the past. And we call them all the irregular verbs. We call them the irregular verbs. And what do you mean by this is, sometimes we learned in the previous unit, we learned that we have something we called regular verbs, where all we had to do is just to add ed to a verb and it will become regular. But now, the other news is that we do have verbs that are irregular. It means that each of these verbs has his own or has its own past form or has its own form. So here, these are a few examples of the irregular verbs. The verbs that we can see here used in the past and used as, or they consider as irregular verbs. So now, let's turn to page 59. I would like you please to turn to page 59. On page 59, you are going to see a conversation or pictures similar to this. And what you need to do here is to try to ask, listen, and comment. Sometimes when you go to someone and you are, or maybe a family member or a friend of yours or even your classmate, and when you ask him or her a question, sometime you will have an answer. And when you do have an answer, then it is time for you to make a comment. So now, let's read how this conversation goes, and then we're going to show you a list of comments that we can use when we ask someone a question. So here, as you can see by answering this question, can you ask a question? Let's show this example and see what are the possible answers we can use here, and then we're going to show the list of comments that we can use as well. So the first one, or the first question we have here is, what happened to you yesterday? Or last week? Or last month? Or last year? So here, with all of these possibility, whether you're talking about something happened last year, or something happened yesterday, or something happened last month, all of them will have, the answer will have to use regular or irregular form of the past verbs. So, for example, when she asked her brother, what did you or what happened to you yesterday? He says, I won a table tennis game 21-3. So her brother used the verb won, which is a regular verb that is used in the past. So here as well, when we hear the news, whether if it's good news or bad news, here we need to make a comment. A comment like, congratulations, because here we heard some good thing, something good, which is, I won a table tennis. But if we heard something different like, I lost a game, then we will have different comment. And here are the list of comments we can use whenever we hear good things or bad things. So let's read the first one, and I would like you to say it after me. The first one is congratulations. Congratulations. So this comment is usually said when we hear good thing. Let's listen to the second one. So did I. So did I. And this comment, we usually say it when we won or when we did the same thing that the other person did. And number 3, how nice. How nice. How nice is a comment usually said when we hear something good, when we hear something good happened. And number 4, sorry about that. Sorry about that. Sorry about that is a comment used when we hear something bad. And the final comment we have is how scary. How scary. And how scary is a comment we usually say it when we hear bad things. So you can try it. You can ask someone, whether your classmate or your family members or friend of yours, a question about what did they do last time or in the past, and then when you hear the news, if they are good, you can use the first 3. And if they are bad, then you can use number 4 and number 5. So at the end, it is important that you can talk about good or bad things that happened to you in the past, and also make comments about what happened in the past. So now, my dear student, we have reached the end of our lesson. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.